Cool, it's recording.
Recording. What's good?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. What's up? How's it going?
Alhamdulillah. What's your name?
My name is Ammar. What's your name?
My name is Fahad.
Fahad. All right, lit, bro.
So, what are we going to be discussing today?
We're going to be talking about a topic that needs to be hammered into like every Muslim guy. Well, that kind of sounded weird, didn't it? Hammered into him. Anyways, what was I going to say? So yeah, we're going to talk about a mission. You know, what is a mission? We hear about it, you know, in the manosphere. We hear about it from self-improvement, right-wing Twitter. So what is the manosphere? What is the mission, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that essentially. Like, you know, what's the purpose in the context of believing Muslim men?
Right. So let's just get straight into it. First question, what is a mission? Go. What is a mission?
So yeah, what is a mission? So like, what comes to mind when you think of the word mission?
Some task I have to complete relentlessly. Right. I have to get this task done.
Right, relentlessly. Like, yeah, right. Like you have to get it done, and if it doesn't get done, then you're liable, right? It's something that it's kind of like related to your purpose, right? In a way, like something you have to accomplish.
Right.
Right. So like like in today's world, right? So basically, without a mission, you live a very purposeless life. So with someone that's just living to the day-to-day life, he wakes up, he eats food, he watches TV, he plays video games, right? And he finds himself doing the same thing 3 years later, 5 years later. Nothing's really changed, right? He's just floating in a way, right? He's not moving towards anything.
Right.
Right. So you need a mission, because without a mission, you'll feel a lack of contentment. And I feel like today as Muslims, like, yeah, we're told that to please Allah is our mission, but we haven't really internalized that. And alongside pleasing Allah, there needs to be something else that defines our characteristics, right? So like we look at the Sahaba, right? We know there's multiple Sahaba and they had different roles in the Ummah. And yeah, all of them wanted to please Allah, but all of them still had subsets of missions, right? All of them had their own mission, their own unique thing that, hey, I've been put on this earth, and this is what defines me. So you need to have something that defines you. Like, what is your mission is something that you're going to do. It's your legacy that you're going to leave on this planet, and it's something you pursue. Because as men, you know, we're made to lead, we're made to provide, we're made to protect, and we're made to build society. Right. So as Muslim men, our mission is defined as, I want to say, legacy. What do you think? Like, what you're going to build?
It's like your final goal that you have to aspire towards, that you have to complete. For example, what are some of the missions of the Sahaba? Like, what was the mission of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Yeah, so yeah, that's like the best of mankind. What was his mission? His mission was to spread La ilaha illallah, right? Spread the truth of Islam. That was his mission. And we can get more specific, right?
I think that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like he was so committed to fulfilling his mission, like trying, not only was he trying to spread Islam, but also trying to set an example for other people on how to like live your daily life as well, right? He wasn't just going about living his daily life for the sake of living his daily life. He was living his daily life for the sake of his mission. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. And yeah, I think that's tied into, like, what was his purpose, right? His purpose was he is the messenger of Allah, right? He received revelation, and what was his task on this earth? His task was to spread Islam, live the example, and show people and lead people, right? Lead humanity to salvation. And that was his mission. And so whatever he did, that came first, right? And we can see that with the stuff he put up, right? With the torture he put up from his uncle Abu Lahab, with how the Meccans treated him, with the struggles he had when he went to Ta'if. Like, we see it that this was his mission, and this is what drove him. And this is very important, because if you don't have that driving factor, then you're not going to be able to do anything, right? And if you're not going to get anywhere, right? You're just living,
right?
And like, we see you're not even living, bro. You're dying. I would say you're dying, because time is always moving forward, and you're eventually gonna die. And each day you have less time on this earth. So you're either, if you're pursuing a mission, you're moving forward, or you're moving backwards. Really, there's no in between when it comes to this. So you need to have a mission that defines you, and so you're moving towards something, right? You have a mission, right? And then when you have that mission, you aim at it, and then maybe you find, hey, like for example, right? Let's say your mission is, you know what, I want to be a doctor, and then you start studying, you start researching, and you know what, you find that, you know, I don't really want to be a doctor. I don't want to. Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. But don't you want to ask like yourself as well? Why do you want to become a doctor? Right.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
What if I want to become a doctor in order to like so that my parents can get me married? Or what if I want to become a doctor so that way like people in the community, they'll say like I'm a good kid, right?
Yeah. So before that, I would say, this goes into a different tangent. But yeah, before even asking, like if you want to be a doctor, ask yourself, why do I want this? Do I want this because I know doctors is a highly sought after man in the Muslim community? It'll be easier for me to get married. Do I want this to make a lot of money?
I think the correct terminology is you're looking for external validation.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You're looking for. So at this point, this is where you have to become self-aware and ask yourself the tough questions, right? Like, why do I want this? Right. So if you look at like I said in my earlier example, like that's what you have to kind of try it and then discover for yourself and see, and then maybe you realize, oh, this wasn't it. Maybe I would be better off studying the religion or teaching, or maybe I'm better off becoming a trainer, or maybe I'm better off serving in the military, or maybe I'm better off becoming a scholar, or maybe I'm better off or it could just be as simple as, you know what, I'm going to be the best engineer. Maybe that's it, right? But right. Whatever it is, it needs to be something bigger than yourself, and I believe it needs to be at the core tied to your spirituality on some level. So like, right. Yeah, like I want to be a doctor, tied to your honest intention would be like, hey, I'm passionate about this, I enjoy it, and I want to give people back, and I want to help them, right? And right. You have to have that self-awareness to come to that realization, and then once you do that, you also have to check your intention, you know, because like shaitan can mess with you, your intention can change. So you like, once you know, that gives you internal fulfillment, and you should already be fulfilled from an Islamic perspective, right? Like Islamically, you should already be like, okay, I want to please Allah. Like that's number one, right?
Right.
That's number one. Once you please Allah, okay, what is it that defines you, right? Khalid bin Walid was a commander, but he was also he was trying to please Allah, but he was a commander, right? Abu Hurairah, he was whatchamacallit. He was also trying to please Allah, but he was not a commander, right? He would collect hadith. So they had different missions. They're both trying to please Allah, but one's mission is ilm, and the other's mission is, hey, I'm going to lead the Muslims to glory and victory.
Yeah. Also, like I wanted to comment that like Muslims were always like a heterogeneous society. So like each one, like the Muslims, they had their own different talents and like their own different strengths, and they were always doing their own thing in order to further their ultimate mission. Actually, if you think about it, all their missions were kind of the same at the end of the day. That's just like, I want to please Allah, right?
Yeah, exactly. But they manifest in different fields, right? So like the example of Khalid bin Walid and Abu Hurairah, right? One's a military commander, one is basically a scholar, right? A collector of hadith. And it doesn't have to be some grand thing where, hey, I have to like go and feed kids in Africa or go to Palestine. I mean, that like there are people like that with missions like that.
Yeah.
Like there was one doctor. What was his name?
Dr. Shahjul Islam. He UK-based doctor. I think he's ethnically Pakistani. Decides to volunteer in war zones in Syria, helping out kids and like innocent people. It sounds like very, very altruistic, right?
So that mission, I would say that's great. Like what he's doing, that's great. And there's I have much respect for that. Like Muhammad, but like it's something for like the normal person. Like you don't have to do that, right? Like we know of people that have much more, you know, I would say more normal, like quote unquote, like normal lifestyle kind of mission. Kind of like if you look at Asadullah Ali, like what you can tell after he became a Muslim, one of his missions we can clearly see is he wants to debunk liberalism, right? He wants to guide people to Islamic truths, and he wants to make Muslims secure in their iman, right? When it comes to the modern world,
right?
And that's what drives him, right? And you can see that it's not women, it's not like fame. Like you can see that he's driven by this because he's been doing it even before he became like well known. He's not even well known now, but he was on it from day one.
Right. I remember like when I talked to him, the guy was just he was so sincere. He was like willing to come just for the sake of coming. Like he wasn't asking for anything much.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like like when I talked to him like on Thursday, like I had a 3-hour conversation with him. The guy was just talking about philosophy just like nonstop. Right. He was like he was obsessed with it. Right. And I think that that kind of falls into his mission, right? He's always doing something that he enjoys, or he's doing something that he's good at.
Yeah.
Right? He kind of tied it into his career. But like take an example, like your dad, my dad, they want to raise righteous children, and they want to raise like financially successful children, right? So so as you grow older, your mission might change, like over time. Yeah. Like as soon as you become a father, you realize that now my mission is in the hands of my kids, right? And there was this one other dude, right? He's an Egyptian non-Muslim dude who I met in university. He was trying to start a neurotechnology company, right? And he took this neurotechnology company, and he is ditching school because of it, right? Because he's putting all of his time, energy, and effort into making this thing come to life, right? And I told him, like, well, what about your personal health, right? And you know what he said? He said that like this thing, or like this company, is part of me, right? Just like how fathers, they would say that my kids are my life. Like fathers are willing to die for their kids. Fathers are willing to die for their kids, right? So it's just an extension of their identity, the project that they're working on.
Yeah, exactly. You hit the nail on the head with extension of identity. And I think it's the same thing when you mentioned our fathers. It's like, like a father, I believe, like I think this is true as well. A father always wants his son to surpass him, right? So when it comes to religiously, right, or financially or whatever, like their legacy is their children. So they're on a mission, and then they want to sort of, pass down the torch,
Right.
That's kind of the whole dynamic. And I find it to be true for my father. Like his main thing is he's always really a religious man and focused on pleasing Allah, and he made sure to ingrain that in me and make sure I carry that on, along with being successful in my other areas of my life, such as finances, relationships. Right. And so I wanted to touch on, so like I think one pitfall, like a lot of Muslim brothers they fall into, is their mission. They make their mission girls, right?
Really?
Yeah, like you and I, we've seen this. We've talked about the brothers. Like people think, once I get married, it's going to be lit. Like that's it. They think the girls are the end all be all, and they pedestalize women. And look, marriage is something that all of us want to get married, right? Like we're all young, and obviously we have natural desires, of course, right? Don't get me wrong, but they're not the end all be all, right? You're not just going to get married and then just be happy. That's not how that works. You'll be happy for a while, but then it's just after that, you're just gonna plummet. If you're empty on the inside, you're empty. It doesn't matter, right?
Right.
You have to, for yourself, you have to have a mission. You have to have a drive. You have to have something that you're moving towards. And then women, they're a complement to your life, right? Like Allah has created us to complement each other, not to compete, but to complement each other. And women are not the purpose, right? The purpose is we need to please Allah, right? Our mental point of origin, right? It should be our relationship with Allah,
and then yourself,
right? So that's the mental point of origin, okay? And then when you get a wife, she complements your life, right? She doesn't go against the tide, but rather she supports it. So your life is going to be more enhanced. Your desires are fulfilled. You have an emotional connection. You create a family. You have a healthy relationship. Right. But that is not the end all be all. Once you're married, you have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward.
Well, what happens, for example, if you make women your mission, right, and you get your spouse or whatever, aren't you like, and all your desires are fulfilled? What's the pitfall on that? Like without a man?
Is you're still, number one, you're not leading yourself, because you're like, okay, I got this girl, and then now that's it. You plateau. Number two, you'll start slacking. You'll find that everything you did was for her, so you stop doing it. and she's probably gonna like fall out of love or attraction or whatever, and it's gonna negatively affect your relationship because you were this heart like driven, ambitious man, and now you've dropped, you know.
Right.
And also you can't, and I also feel it's not gonna bring you. You won't be content because you need something. It's like a fire, man. You just have it. You can't just be like, oh, this is it. You need to have it from the inside. You need to want it. You know, you need to want something for yourself and aspire to greatness. Because
Right.
if it's a woman and you just pedestalize her and then you get her and then you slack off, you stop being what you were.
You stop going to the gym. You stop like being as like vicious and ruthless in terms of your career.
Yeah, stop being ambitious, masculine, confident. And she'll probably lose respect for you. She'll probably become less attracted to you. And even that in itself, that's not the reason, right? The biggest pitfall is it's yourself, it's your life, right? Why would you want something subpar? Why would you want something mediocre, right? Like I'm not asking you to like be the king of the world, but you should be the best man that you can be. And that's gonna tie into like my mission and even other people online that I've talked to. Like shout out to Abu American. He's a guy on marriage. He's a polygynous man. He helps people with marriage advice and stuff. And his mission is always to be, and I agree with this, is always to be a better man than he was yesterday. So in every field, in being a better Muslim, and being a better husband, father, right, and being a better man at his career, skills, whatever it is, the man today is better than the man yesterday. Where the man of yesterday to meet the man of today, that man would lose, right?
I have an issue with that though. That's kind of like an unattainable goal, right?
In a way it is, but the thing is the mission never stops, right? It goes to your grave.
Right.
Yeah, and
you can't ever say like, oh, I finally pleased Allah, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. So it ties into that too. Like, and notice that the first thing is always to be a better Muslim.
Right.
Then after that is be a better father, husband, boxer or weightlifter, be better physically, more dominant, more muscles, healthier. Right, all those things tie into it, but ultimately your mission is to please Allah with other subsets, right? Like just to be a better version of yourself. And why not, right? Because some people go like, well, I want to be a better version of myself, but like, why does that matter? I'm happy with the way I am right now. Yeah, but like, okay, fine, then you could have another mission, or if you're happy like that, then you're just being content, being mediocre. Fine, be that way. Like
we don't care.
Like okay, like if you want to be subpar, you want to be mediocre. Fine, like I'm not gonna stop you, but people that there's a difference between someone that has the drive that's trying to get something versus someone that isn't, right? There's a reason Allah has made us in such a manner where we're created where we're like the children of Adam. I think what was it? I don't remember the hadith, but like in this life we always want more,
Yeah, I know the hadith you're referring to. It's regarding the son of Adam will never be content, or like you give the son of Adam a valley of gold, and he'll ask for another, and the only thing that will satisfy him is a belly full of dust, meaning death, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
you're gonna have to take your gold to the grave. I mean, for example, like even being a Muslim, you're gonna have to pray 5 times a day for the rest of your life, right? And some of us, we find this like, oh, this is like a burden on us, right? Mm-hmm. But you're gonna have this burden of having to pray 5 times a day until you die, right? You're gonna have your mission. You're going to take it with you to the grave, right? So you're going to have to define it for yourself now, and always be constantly trying to work towards it, right? But I think it would be very, very helpful to have checkpoints or progress marks, right? Make a list for yourself.
I agree with that. Yeah, before we move on to that, the one thing I would like to touch on is that let's say you have a mission, okay, improve myself, but you're doing it for the sake of girls. Well, even then you're still doing it for her, right? I'm not doing my mission to please a girl, right? To give you an example, the Sahaba were not spreading Islam because it made them higher value, and so like they get women. No, they didn't care, bro. Their goal was to please Allah. Women were secondary. They took care of their wives. They respected them, but they understood.
There was this one hadith about like making hijrah, right? And are you familiar with it?
No, maybe elaborate. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
So the Prophet ﷺ said when people were going to emigrate for the sake of Islam, some of them were actually emigrating for the sake of their wife, right?
Or marriage, yeah. I think I remember, yeah.
Yeah, for the sake of marriage. And
I think he said whoever went for the sake of hijrah, like that's his intention. whoever did it for marriage. It's something like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So your intention that matters, right? Like you need to. Look, here's the thing, right? Like right now, alhamdulillah, I'm happy. I'm happy pursuing my goals. I'm happy working out. Going to the gym. Well, still said those things twice, but that's how much of it, right? Reading books, reading like just like psychological related books, self development, all that stuff. I'm happy going to college, like studying. Well, not happy studying, but you got to do what you got to do, right? But I'm content. Like I'm content, right? Marriage would make me happier, 100%. I'm on board. But even if I'm not married, I'm already content, right? Getting a woman is not the purpose, right? I keep saying that, but it needs to be hammered in because guys just don't get it, right? Like you need to, like you're internally content, you're internally happy. You get married and you share that happiness with that person, and you grow, and you grow even more, and you want to marry someone that supports your mission, right? In today's world, where like, I mean, I don't want to touch on this, but I kind of have to because I walked into it. But with like all this, find someone that supports you, you support her. Like you can't both
captains on the same ship, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There's one captain, and she's like the first mate, that kind of thing.
Or at least you guys should have the same mission.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the congruence, right? Like if your mission is, okay, I want to raise righteous children and I want to build a mosque. Okay, there we go. Right. Let's say that's your mission, right? You're living in like I don't know, like California, and you want to build a mosque, and you want to raise righteous children, and you find a wife that she wants to help you with that, right? She wants to help you raise a righteous family, right?
Right.
But given all you want almost families to raise righteous families, but like you want her to support your mission, and both of you go together.
So and then you should try to find qualities within her that will help support your mission, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want conflict. You want to see eye to eye on that, right? So that's important, right? You find someone that supports your mission and complements your mission and adds value to your life. And you, if you're doing things right, you're working on yourself, then you should have a person like that, right? So you should be on your mission, focusing on it. And then this is for the sake of yourself. It's not for her. It's for like, obviously like you please Allah, but it's why you please Allah. You want to go to heaven. You want to go to Jannah, right? You have those other forms, but ultimately it comes down to yourself, where you're like, hey, right now I'm not married, but I'm content. If I get married, I'll be even more content. But either way, I'm
it's
good.
Not going to stop you from your mission, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, look, bro. I know guys who, after they got involved in a relationship, or after they get married, they stop working out, and they're not as vicious anymore. I think I already mentioned this.
Yeah, like they're not as ambitious. They're not. Yeah, their whole life basically it just goes out of control. They cannot function, right? They can't function. They can't go about their day like they used to. And it's because of this. It's because, oh wow, this girl's giving me attention. They idolize it so much, right?
A really, really good mission. Two people who I think are quite inspirational in the zeal that they have for their missions, right? One is Jeff Bezos, right? Okay, he has everything that he's ever wanted, but he's still growing Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Bezos, and who are you going to say, the other one?
Imran Khan, Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Yeah. I think this reminds me of a third person, Elon Musk, right? Like you can tell that someone like Elon, especially, he's not motivated by money.
No.
If you listen to his podcast, like this guy, you can tell this guy from the first day, like he was a genius, but he had this thirst, right? So everyone doesn't have to be a super genius, right? Building Tesla.
Yeah.
Right?
And the guy said that like, I want to wake up every day and feel excited that like I want to try to get humanity to Mars. That's his mission.
Yeah. Exactly. That's his mission. So he's always working towards that. So like, it doesn't have to be Mars, right? It could be as simple as being the best cook, being the best, whatchamacallit. If you're a mechanic, be the best damn mechanic there is. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is for you.
But what's the point of having that particular goal though?
What?
What's the point of having such a materialistic goal, right? I want to be the best cook. I want to be the best mechanic. Why?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Like, why? Why do you want to be the best at it? Why not? That's a good question. I would say
after your relationship with Allah, then you can define it for yourself. Like all things, as long as it's halal, you go at it, right? Whatever you want to define for yourself.
Yeah. After it's halal, you go at it. And also excellence is kind of is part of the religion, right? We should be. I don't remember if this is a hadith or not, but I heard it from my brother. We talked to a sheikh, and the sheikh said, "You should, whatever you do, you should be the best at it." You know,
Right.
I believe everyone somewhere they do have a fire and passion for something, right?
Right. But
And
then, like, for example, like Twitter guys, they you got some people who are just ranting about politics all day.
Ranting. Okay, this is good. We gotta talk about this. But go on, finish your point.
What was the point right before this?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like, so you said ranting, and then before that.
Yeah, you have some really, really enthusiastic, fiery guys on Twitter, right? They have
talk about politics. Yeah.
They're talking about politics, right? They need some way to channel their fiery enthusiasm. Right?
Yes.
They know they have a mission, but that mission is they're not like they want, like, for example, they want to help build the next Khilafah or something, right?
I feel you on that. Yeah, so like they basically, so wait, there's two things in this conversation. First is, yes, everyone has some sort of enthusiasm for something.
Yes.
And like, yeah, okay, you can't go become a politician. I mean, you can try it, but like, I understand, like, there might be some passion that, look, you're not going to become great at it, but you should still do it. You should still have something you're doing, right? Something that you're striving towards, right? Standard of excellence. Because if you have no standards, you fall to the lowest standards possible, right?
Right.
So you need to have standards. And the thing is, people might ask why not just be like, why not, right? You want to be mediocre? Be mediocre. Let me know how happy you are, how good your life is, right? Like, if you're happy just being a pleb, right, or being a scrub, just like you pray 5 times a day, you just don't do any much, you're fat. If you're content, okay, great, you're content. But I think most people won't be content with that, right? Most people are hungry, and not most people. I should say some people are hungry. But regardless, it's for your own benefit. It's for your own benefit because you're going to live a better life.
No, but what if like through the mission you develop more anxiety as a result, and like you want to, as you said, for some people being average is nice.
Yeah, then I would say be average. But even that average person has some standards he holds himself up to.
Right.
Right. So, like, if you want to be average and you're content with your results, then hey, keep doing it. But I think most people are not content with the results.
Right.
I think most people are seeking something out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say on the politics part, right? People ranting. Ranting does not change the situation. Ranting does not make it better. Ranting is just energy you're wasting. Okay.
And you put that energy. Where is a better platform to put that energy on?
Okay. Honestly, for the most basic guy, right now he doesn't work out. He's fat or skinny, whichever. Go to the gym.
Right.
Right. So like in today's world.
What about these politically enthusiastic guys?
Politically enthusiastic guys, bro, you're going to have to, I think this goes to a different discussion, but basically you're going to have to realize that society's not going to change until you change. So you have to work on changing yourself first.
Right.
Jordan Peterson says, like, what, clean your room, right? Same kind of thing.
Yeah, there's this one book I just wanted to reference real quick, Becoming a Barbarian by Jack Donovan, in which he says that you can't care for everyone in the world, so it's best to channel your energy and care for the people who are most immediately around you and yourself, right? So your friends, your family, and yourself. Like these three groups of people are the only people you should be caring about, like, and your community.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, right? You only have a finite amount of energy, so
exactly.
You want to invest it wisely, and I agree. Like, you have to care about yourself first. You can't help others until you help yourself. I'm a big believer in that. And yeah, the whole ranting thing, look, it's just negative energy. You're just complaining about things. And if you're going to, let's say, like, you're going to complain about, oh, look, women, or like, oh, man, they only like good-looking guys, or rich guys, or jack guys, or they're hypergamous, right?
Bro, they become jacked, rich, handsome guys.
Become all those things. You think, like, Dan Bilzerian, a bad example, but you think he complains about hypergamy? Like, obviously, it's stuff a lot. But I'm saying, you think guys that have women that throw themselves at them, do they complain about this? No. So, like, put yourself in a good position, and you also have to tawakkul on Allah as well. But again, this goes back to you should already be a happy and content person, right? And getting women is just something part of life. You get it, inshallah. Like, it's not like It's not a huge thing, and it's not the end all be all, like I said.
Right.
But ranting does nothing, right? Like, yeah, you can raise awareness if you're discussing things with someone else, but ranting is just a waste of energy, waste of time. And like, yeah, sometimes it's good to get things off your chest, but take the energy, go to the gym, like transmute it, right? Build your body.
Or build a blog, even.
Or write a blog. There you go. Maybe you find someone that agrees with you, and then you build like a tribe kind of thing, right?
Right.
Like, yeah. So like for me personally, like my mission is probably to be the best version of myself every day. And you asked me why, like at one point. And to me, it's like, why not? To me, it's like, well, because I want to. I just know, like when I was a kid, like I was competitive. I was competitive in sports. I was even competitive academically at one point. And so it's just something I have inside me that I just want to do. Right? Like, why not? And it's just a personal standard I hold myself to. And you kind of need that. Well, maybe some people are just content and let them be content. But I'm saying for me, if you ask me, why do you want to be best? Or why do you want to be better? Or why do you want to be the best version of yourself? Because why not? You know, why not? Why not maximize? Why not live to the best of my ability? Why not see where I can go? Why does that? And then people will say, well, why does it matter where's the best that you can go and how strong you can be or how smart you can get or how, like, I don't know, quick-witted or whatever it is that you can get. Why does it matter that you have to be best? And
there's actually
I don't know, to be honest with you, it's just a desire I have.
Right. You'll keep going. I actually have a quick. There's a Quranic verse I'm going to try to pull up real quick.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. So if you ask me, I would say I don't really know. It's just a desire I have inside me. But maybe that desire was triggered when I was younger by some maybe sports. It's just, I think we all, like, especially as men, you have this masculine energy and you have to transmute it, right? Like, you either build craft, you build your body, or you build something in society, or maybe you become a writer. You transmute that energy.
Right. There's actually this one. I want to share the Quranic verse that I have right now.
Yeah, sweet. Go for it.
So it says, "O company of jinn and mankind, if you are able to pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass, and you will not pass by except the authority of Allah." Right. So it's almost as though Allah is challenging you to go above and beyond the of what is possible, right, and what exists.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So first of all, he's saying, "O company of jinn and mankind, if you are able to pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass. But you will not pass except by the authority of Allah." So like everything that you will accomplish, it's a result of Allah's qadr for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Read the Arabic.
Read the Arabic.
What surah is it?
Let's see. I can always edit this part out, by the way.
Mm-hmm. It's all Gucci.
Oh crap. Okay, so it's Surah 55, verse 32. So ask that question again. What's the Arabic of it?
Yeah, could you read the Arabic of it?
Yeah, it says, "Ya ma'ashara al-jinni wal-insi in istata'tum an tanfudhu min aqtari as-samawati wal-ardi fanfudhu la tanfudhuna illa bisultan."
Okay.
Right. So Sahih International says, "O company of jinn and mankind, if you're able to pass beyond the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass, but you will not be able to pass except by the authority of Allah." So the reason I brought that up is because it's almost as though Allah is challenging you to succeed, right?
Yeah, probably.
And if you do succeed at whatever your mission is, then
it's from Allah.
It's from Allah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, it's important to be, like, based on that, I feel like it's important to be driven. You don't have to shoot, like, you don't have to be like, you don't have to do best. What's up?
Yeah, you don't have to be like Elon Musk and like literally shoot for the stars.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but you should be the best that you can be. And the people that are content being that way, yeah, be content. Like, what do you want me to say? But if you're hungry for more, then then do that. But like, as a man, you should realize that all of us have like this. All of us have some sort of masculine energy, and it's gonna go somewhere, right? People that don't harness it end up being criminals and like drug dealers and stuff, right?
Right.
But people that are raised properly, right, as much especially as Muslims, don't be like Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, you lead, you're strong, right? So that's important stuff. And if not, you don't have to be, and if, it doesn't have to be of other men, but it has to be at least for you and your families. Because one day you're going to be a father, one day you're going to be a husband, and you have to lead your family, right? I'm pretty sure there's a hadith about like every one of you is a shepherd or something like that. The prophets are shepherds and fathers are shepherds of their families. So like, you have to be able to lead. So you have to develop yourself, and that's what's important.
Right.
So I bring up external reasons, but it all stems from me internally wanting it, and I can't make you want something, right? People that want things, they either have it or they don't, and they usually develop it either through hardship, through falling at rock bottom, through just maybe they're born and then they're like growing up, maybe they had a bad experience and then they're like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not putting up with this anymore.
Like I see guys who are like driving really, really, really nice cars, right? Mm-hmm. Or religious men, and then we want to aspire to be like that,
Yeah, it's pretty lit. Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah,
you get motivation from seeing other people succeed as well. And I don't tend to look at when other people succeed, I don't become jealous of that. It's like, oh, I don't want him to have it, right?
Yeah.
I say, oh, how can I get that for myself?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what did you do, and then how can I do it?
Exactly. That's why we say like Allahumma barik, right?
Allahumma barik. Yeah, may Allah make it a source of barakah for that person. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with you on that. Like, and the thing is, like, it's just something it's just something you want, and like that ambition, that it can be kindled, like I mean, like it's like I said, right? Some people are just born that way. Some people were just ambitious growing up. Some people they became ambitious through an event. Maybe they were unsatisfied with their station in life.
Right.
And some people just aspire to more, just simply because. And I can't make you want it, right? It's something that you'll develop or you'll just have.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Like, it's just you hold yourself to a certain standard, right? Whether you like it or not, you're holding yourself to a certain standard.
Right.
And it's like I said, it's for me, because I'm content either way. Content before marriage, content after marriage, content.
Yeah. I was actually asked, it's a bit of a different topic. I was actually asked by a friend to write about how to get over haram relationships, right? He writes about it. They were college students. It's not the case that's not the case for many of us because of our typical culture saying that you have to get a job and be financial, and then the aspect of being too picky and choosing, and then being in a haram relationship and trying to make a halal. It's a big topic, but relatable to many. He says it's like a situation has ended, but it's very tough mentally to say, look, it was haram and happened for the better. And the attachment that was there, and to see them with someone else. So like a religious aspect post to help get over possessiveness and something that's basically wrong. Basically, it'll provide comfort and encourage the right path for people. And then he said, "Jazakallah khair for writing that." So it was a request for writing that, right?
Okay, that's a good topic.
Do you see how the idea of having a mission kind of is the?
Yeah. So in his case, this is like a good example of someone like his mission was kind of the girl. Like, obviously, even if you have a mission, you'll be sad when the girl leaves or you leave her and it breaks up. I'm sure you'll still be sad. However, you can tell that this guy he probably like envisioned, that's probably what he wanted, right? And he didn't pursue it in a halal manner. And I'm a big proponent of like, you want to do it the right way, because I personally believe doing it the wrong way it's probably just no barakah. And people that pull it off, sure, they pull it off, but I feel like it's a situation where one of you is not gonna walk away clean, right? One of you is gonna get scarred. Something's gonna happen, right? I've talked to other brothers. I know I personally know guys that they got scarred from the girl. I know one of them, like, he got scarred and then he just flipped 180. Like, he went to Hajj and he became really religious.
Dang.
And yeah, like, subhanAllah. So yeah, there's like that. There's that too. But ultimately, you have to realize And this comes from a lack of iman too, because you have to realize whatever Allah wants for you, there's khair in it.
Right.
So when you believe that, whatever happens, you know Allah has got your back. So when you know something like that doesn't work out, you know He has something better for you, right?
Right.
And you have to realize that, again, that's not the purpose. And you just have to trust in Allah. And how do you get over such a relationship? You have to ask yourself, what is it? What do I stand for? What defines me?
So what are some examples that define you or me, for example?
So in my case, I'll let you answer your case for yourself. But in my case, what defines me? So for me, I believe, I like early on, I tied my identity to like being really fit. So that just because I played sports, I used to be chubby growing up, and then I started playing sports and like when I was a teenager, and I fell off, started growing. So one thing that is I like what defines me is like physical fitness. I'm really fit. I'm naturally extroverted and outgoing. So what defines me? My religion defines me to a great extent. I'm a Muslim man. I enjoy working out. I have a strong sense of like tradition when it comes to Islam and Orthodox Islam. And then these are things that I don't compromise on, right? So for example, like if it's a situation where like, hey, you want to come to this party? I'll be like, no, I can't do that because I'm Muslim, right? And this is what defines me. Or like, hey, you want to come hang out? I'm like, no, I can't. I got to work out. That comes first. So I come first, and then working out comes first. So like now, regardless with the girl issue, it's like this person invested in that girl, and then he obviously things didn't work out. And honestly, like he's gonna be sad for a while, but you have to move on. You know what I mean? Like you have to like spend time doing. You have to realize that if whatever happens, Allah is khair in it for me, and you have to internalize. Okay, this is like the biggest thing. You have to internalize that you are the prize. It's her loss. You need to believe that. And if you think, okay, she left me or it didn't work out because I was a loser, then okay, you have work to do. But until then, like you have to mindset stuff you have to do. So you have some conversations to have with yourself.
I remember there was this one quote by I think Lil Wayne. He said, "It's like I'm married to the game."
Yeah.
So it's like I forgot the entire quote, right? But he basically said he's married to the game, which essentially he's saying that.
I know that quote too. We're back in the day.
Well, what's the full quote?
I don't remember the quote, but I remember he said he's married to the game. That's a very common line. Wait, was that Lil Wayne? Was that Eminem?
Let's find out.
Bro, we already got Islamic content. We don't have to go here. Actually, this is good. We can show, like, hey, Nicole Flower doing something right. Well, saying something right.
No, okay, so a lot of people say that.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, yeah.
So basically, well, what does that imply, right? That their main drive is their mission, right? They're married to the mission. And they chose it for themselves and
it's to your benefit. Even when it comes to women, she'll respect you more, she'll want you more, and you don't care either way because look, it's either way you're like it's just a byproduct. Getting women is literally a byproduct of being an apex man. That's it. But in this case, like when you win it over a hard breakup, you need to realize, okay, I need to work on this. I'm not happy with where I'm at in life. I don't know. I'm bad grades, or maybe you graduated college, you're broke. You're like, okay, I'm broke. I'm out of shape.
When you're doing that, you're setting up your mission for the sake of that one woman.
No, not necessarily. So, but yeah, then you need to realize that you need to define for yourself what your values are, and then why you're doing what you're doing, right? Because if everything falls apart because of the girl, that means she was your whole world. Well, she should not be your whole world, right?
No.
So you're doing this because you realized that, hey, I just put everything in this girl and it didn't work out, and oh my God, like my world is falling apart, blah blah blah. Maybe I have my priorities wrong, Maybe I haven't internalized that I have to please Allah. Maybe I haven't internalized that, and maybe I haven't defined myself. Right? A lot of people don't define themselves.
So what do you mean by defining yourself? Can you just explain how to do that?
To give you the most obvious example. So define myself. I'm a traditional, masculine Muslim man that loves to work out, that loves to read, that loves what else do I like? Yeah, I like watching anime too sometimes. That's not bad. What else? I used to love playing basketball. Now it's a little bit less, but like yeah. And then how do I define myself? So I know that I'm a disagreeable person. So that means I like people. Anytime I see something or say someone says something I disagree with, I probably won't on something important, right? I probably won't want to enjoy hanging out with them. So like, I'm a traditional person, right? But this is the most basic example. Let's say I'm going to go get married. I'm traditional. Would I marry someone that's a liberal? No. I just define myself. Right? That's the most basic example. And we can make it more nuanced. We can get a little more detailed. Well, like Ammar likes to work out. So I'm driven. I like hanging out with driven people. I don't like hanging out with people that aren't driven. I have a good sense of humor. So I like hanging out with people with a good sense of humor. Right? If you're vague, then you'll just get someone vague. That's why people that go like, oh, like that's what a lot of times I talk to brothers like that, ends in divorce or whatever. Like, it's like, the guys like, they don't really ask important questions like, so who's going to stay at home when we have kids? Are you going to work? Are we going to live near your in-laws? Are your parents? Or, like the roles aren't defined. Right. So you can't define yourself in that regard.
What's the difference between defining yourself and like creating a mission for yourself? Because like obviously, okay, now that we know that a mission is very, very important, how do we go about actually crafting one? Do we write it down on paper, on a whiteboard? Like,
yeah.
Yourself, what are you supposed to do?
This exercise I got from Jordan Peterson, and it's called the Future Authoring Project. So basically, what you do is you sit down and you think of what do you want, like 2 to 3 years from now, 5 years from now, or even a year from now. Like if you did everything right every single day, what would your life look like? Write it down in as much detail as possible. Right? So it could be like, okay, like a year from now, like I want to be in a house near the beach. Okay. And in detail, right? So I want to have a really nice mattress. I want to have like a plasma TV. I want to have like, I don't know, some sort of shoes, let's say. Or I want to have this job making this amount of money.
Don't you want to have a fire relationship with Allah?
Yeah, exactly. And then again, I want to be praying 5 times a day with sunnah prayers. I want to be reading like Quran for an hour a day, right? You write down your perfect day, right? And then I want to like go for a workout in the evening and maybe go for a run in the morning, right? And you write the details. Like I want to have like this glass of coffee, right? You write in as much detail as possible, right? And once you got that, you aim at that. And then that's your mission, right? You basically you made a vision, and now you're gonna create it, right? And a lot of athletes they do the same thing, right? Basketball players, like before they shoot, they see themselves shooting the shot, right?
Right. Okay, continue.
But it's a real thing, yeah. So you have your vision, and that's your mission, and you aim at it. And then as you move towards it, you might find, hey, this is it, or hey, this isn't it. But whatever your mission is, you will discover it when you go try it out and you aim at it.
Right.
So I would say your identity and your mission, it's kind of the same thing, to be honest. But okay. I like training people. Like I enjoy helping other people reach their goals.
No, so but your identity and your mission, I think they're two different things, right? Your identity is like
who you are
now, right? And your mission is like not only the person you're trying to become, but what you're trying to create, right? What you're trying to contribute, right?
Yeah, it's kind of an extension of your identity in a way.
Yeah, just like that one Egyptian dude's neurotechnology business.
Yes, yeah, like you said, the company's like it's his baby.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, definitely. It's an extension. Like you define for yourself who you are, and even okay, if you say, well, I don't know who I am, well then. That's the thing. You figure it out, right? A lot of people don't even think on this level. They don't even ask these questions.
Like, do I even believe in God or not? Like basic fundamental questions like that.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Hopefully, you do believe in God.
Yeah.
You got issues to sort out.
Yeah, because like your belief in God, right? That will kind of serve. At least if you do believe in God, that's like serves as the basis for your mission, right? And then everything else physically in this world is built upon that. right? So like, why am I like, I'm trying to please Allah. So how do I like, how do I go about doing that? What's my life structure going to be like?
Yeah.
Right. So like for me, I'm a pre-med and I want to become a surgeon at the end of the day. Okay. And then like, I want to do I want to do charity work. I want to be donating money. I, uh, like, I want to be an altruistic person, right? And pleasing Allah in that regard.
Yeah.
So, and like raising good kids and helping out my family and like good things. Okay, good things like Hakuna Matata stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like yeah. See, like but how do you know that? Right. So you defined for yourself, hey, I would enjoy surgery. Hey, I'm an empathetic person, so I probably enjoy being a doctor.
Right.
Right. So you do these qualities that you described for yourself. Right. Like you asked yourself, like, okay, what would I want? What would bring me contentment and joy? Right. Like you'll see it. Like for me, like what brings me joy is like I said, training people. Like I do enjoy working with people and helping them reach their potential, as opposed to just writing code. Right.
Writing code is boring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the best. But like yeah, so it's that kind of thing. Like what, like you have to figure out for yourself. And Arnold says this too. He's like,
You know, and also, this is one idea that's going around, is that your career is your mission, right? That's not necessarily true, because
no.
your career is meant to fund your mission.
I mean, it depends. Like some people, their career is their mission because they were in that sweet spot where they can be.
Yeah. So no, I'm like, I'll give you an example of a person who isn't, right? Like Sheikh Yusuf Susi and like Daniel Hakikatu.
Yeah.
Right. So like Yusuf Susi, his mission is being a da'i, right? But
Yeah.
the way he makes most of his money is not through a da'i. He's not a da'i, right? He works for a company like outside of that, outside of being a da'i. And then Daniel Hakikatu, he's like some sort of chemical engineer, or something along the lines of that.
Oh, you still a chemical engineer?
I'm not sure exactly, but he did something with like, sciences for a while.
Yeah. He definitely his career was to fund his main mission. Yeah. But like, you want your probably career that is your mission if you can.
Right. But whether you agree with him or not, he's a very, very good example of a person whose career is not his mission.
I agree. Yes, and I agree with him.
Well, what other examples are there of people or of pitfalls you can have when creating your mission?
Yeah, I think we cover the biggest one, right? Girls,
right?
Like, because girls will come, you do you, and yeah, you'll come, you'll enjoy it, and she's your wife, and yeah, you'll have a healthy relationship. But that's not the mission, and because look, she's not yeah, that's not the mission. It's you, but you put yourself first, and then yeah, you be righteous, you'll be a good husband, a good father, right? When you have a family, but that's not the end all be all. Like I said, I don't know, the 10th time or whatever. But
yeah, so the
girls are the biggest one. Like if guys could just be like yeah, I want a girl, and yeah, I'll get one. Just realize that, but that's not the end goal. Because it's like why do I work out, bro? It's not for girls. Yeah, that might be motivation that can get some people started.
No, for but me, I want to look good in the mirror. Like when I take off my shirt in the mirror, like I want to feel good about myself. Like sometimes I just wear clothes and I put on hair gel, just even if I'm not going out, just to look at myself in the mirror and just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Look good, feel good, right? Look good naked. And I was also for me, it's just I also like to eat. So the more muscle I have, I can eat more. But again, that's not the main reason. The main reason is I don't know, bro. I just want to be a G. It's hard to explain, but I just want it. You know, that's what I was getting at earlier. You just want it.
I get you.
Right. So you have to have that, and you can. I guess you cultivate that by doing different things. And again, so girls is a pitfall. Maybe another pitfall for your mission, doing it to please someone. You please Allah, but let's say you want to be a doctor. It's classic to please your parents, dude. It's not gonna work.
Yo, but pleasing your parents is part of pleasing Allah. Come on.
Yeah, but that can't be your sole driver.
Yeah, you gotta find. Okay, so what you gotta do is you can have that career, right? But you gotta change your mission.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can have a career, but that can't be your mission. Your mission's for you.
Right. And your parents can't define your mission for you.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So that's probably one doctor engineer pitfall. What's another thing? The thing is, look, back in the day, men were already ambitious. In today's world, we have to kind of recreate it because most people are living a life of comfort. Because back in the day, you would have to be really competent to survive. Now you don't have to be that competent to survive.
Right.
Maybe just intellectually.
Yeah, maybe just like back in the day, if you were not competent at all, you would just starve and
You'd die. Yeah, exactly. You'd starve. And yeah, and the thing is, we all crave a mission. You know why? Look at how widespread video games are. Video games is literally fake progress. It's literally you leveling up.
Dang, I never thought about it like that.
All of us crave a mission, right?
Yeah.
Like it's fake progress with video games. So
right.
it's
you know what the most retarded mission is, bro? Snap streaks.
Yeah, or snap streaks. What is that? It's whack. What's retarded? And the thing is, I realized this too. Like with the video game thing, it's like you get dopamine when you level up. You get dopamine when you beat a bad guy. You get dopamine when you beat the boss. Well, it's the same thing in life. When you progress, you get dopamine. When you get a PR on the bench press or squat, or when you like, oh, hey, I'm more jacked this year than I was last year. I'm leaner, or oh, I got like a 4.0 this term, right? Like you get dopamine. Like I don't care who you are, bro. You're gonna be happy.
I get you.
So it's the same thing with video games. So you have to channel that in your actual life and level up in the real world.
Mm-hmm. What about if you're just doing it for the sake of money? Like, why can't money be a mission? My mission is to get as much money as possible.
That's a good question. Why can't it just be money? I feel like if it's just money, maybe like for a while you could have that, but I don't think it's just going to be, if you're empty, bro, you're empty.
That has to be a subset for a mission. Like exactly. That's one of the ways, that's like one of the means for accomplishing the mission, right? That's the means, not the end.
Yes, exactly. It's the means. It's like, I want to make more money so I can send my kid to like X university. Like maybe I want to make a lot of money to like, for halal risk. Right. I want to make money so I can.
With that halal risk though.
No, like, okay, like I want to make, so you can like, let's say, because I want to build a mosque in like, let's say, I don't know, Africa.
But it doesn't even necessarily have to be charitable in that regard. You can say like, I want to have a lot of charitable, like, because I just want to enjoy myself, right, in a halal manner.
Yeah, or maybe you want to make a lot of money because, hey, I want like financial security for my kids, so when my kid goes to college, I want him to get married young.
But I noticed that what you're saying is like it's very apart from the gym example, it's all very, very altruistic. Doesn't necessarily have to be altruistic. Like, oh, I'm doing it for the sake of my kids. Oh, I'm doing it for the sake of someone else, something else. No.
I would say it's probably wrong. Maybe I need to change that. Like for the money, look, money is a means, right? Like let's say your mission is, hey, I want to fund scholars, Islamic scholars, religious scholars.
Okay, no, but that's a very altruistic mission as well.
That is, but it is and it isn't, because it could be you have this burning desire for spreading the knowledge, spreading the deen.
But what if your mission isn't necessarily per se?
But not everyone's altruistic. You're right. So there must be something. Well, yeah, you want to make a lot of money just for yourself. Is that okay? I think if you don't cross any lines, why wouldn't that be okay?
No, I think that could be a mission for yourself. Like, oh, I want to have an enjoyable life in the future.
Yeah, I think that could be.
It's a terrible mission. No, I think like missions can be ranked as well. Like some missions are a lot more nobler than others.
Yeah, well, I would say no. Having making a lot of money is not a bad idea, because money is not good or bad. It's what you do with it. So yeah, you could have a mission. Hey, I want to make a lot of money. Why? Because I want to be financially independent. Done. That's it.
Right, but that's not as noble as a mission as being altruistic.
Yeah, I agree. It's not as noble, but it's still a mission, right?
It's legitimate.
Yeah, like because you want financial freedom. He's like, I don't want to be on someone else's schedule.
Exactly.
Done. So
same thing with fame. Fame is not necessarily good or bad.
Yeah, well, the thing with money is you just have to. remember that I can't be crossing any lines to get it. Because
Right.
when you have a mission, you'll do anything for it. Right? So you have to keep that in mind. And for the fame, again, it's the same situation. It's kind of like you might get, like, why do we have celebrities that are famous but still kill themselves, right? There's still something missing.
Right.
So for us, it's probably Islam and contentment and finding meaning in our lives, and that, right? And then you can, I want to be famous just because I want to be famous. I don't know. I'm actually not a fan of fame. I kind of want to be low key, even though I'm trying to do this personal brand thing. But I think fame is kind of a mishwar, bro.
Okay, like for example, okay, what's the purpose of our Muslim Males Monday Mail, like the newsletter we've been running for like a couple months now? How does that add to our mission?
Our mission, how does that tie in? Or help other dudes.
How does that add to your mission?
Oh, how does it add? Well, it's kind of like I don't know, when I see something good, I like spreading it. So maybe I'm altruistic in that sense a little bit. I'm actually a selfish person. I'm not very altruistic. No, I'm selfish, but like I can be altruistic if it doesn't require giving away too much time, I guess. Or like I like spreading the truth in a sense, right? Like if I see like, hey, this could benefit someone, and I know there might be others that could benefit, then why not? You know,
right?
Why not create like a culture of like, you know, excellence and stuff? Because it's there's like a lack of content. You and I both saw a lack of content like this out there, right?
Right.
And so finding people, connecting them, and then helping them improve brings me satisfaction. Like when I train, it's like when I train someone, right? It's the same kind of thing. It brought me satisfaction.
You know, a lot of people as well, it's kind of digressing from the topic a little bit, that they do actions that do not line up with their mission.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When you have your mission, I think your mission is like, it's what guides you, right? So if you don't have something that guides you, right, like then you're basically gonna fall into that trap. You're gonna commit actions that don't align with your mission.
Right.
So, and if you have you do whatever.
Sorry?
Right? If you have no mission, you would just do whatever happens. Like a life happens to you. You don't take initiative. You don't create things for yourself.
Right.
This is why people need structure. And they get structure having a mission. And you're like, okay, move towards this goal. Anything that doesn't take me to this goal, I'm going to stop. Whether that's cutting TV out, cutting the internet out, you know, maybe cutting friends out. You have some friends that are actually toxic. Maybe, whatever it is. So you have to have that mission. So
unfortunately, even family members to an extent.
Yeah, sometimes, that's unfortunate. But I guess sometimes you have family members that might not be so receptive, right? Like we see when brothers start practicing, sisters start wearing the hijab, their family's not supportive. They're like, oh, why are you wearing that? Oh, you're aggressive, this and that, right? Maybe, so that could happen, right? Or maybe they just see, okay, hey, why do you want to do this? You know, why do you want to, it's usually, I feel like the religion is the most common hurdle people have when it comes to family.
Right.
I don't see an issue with other like areas of self-improvement. It's usually religion. But anytime you want to do something,
or like career related,
or career related, it's career related too sometimes, definitely. So whatever it is, you have to have these guidelines for your life, right? And then you move towards it. And you're gonna slip up, but you have a map, right? Because Islam, other than Islam cleans up personalities. It doesn't just look like, hey, you worship Allah, but like I said, it's different ways, right? Khalid bin Walid, Abu Hurairah, right? Khalid bin Walid. So there's different people have their different roles. And the thing is, if you have a role, you will act accordingly. You will rise to levels that you didn't know you had. Right?
Right.
So it's definitely important.
I mean, your mission is kind of like your personal brand as well. Like if you have a Twitter bio, right?
Yeah.
So this is your Twitter bio to yourself if no one else saw it. Who are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should probably update my bio. My bio is pretty generic. Probably make it more specific.
Right.
But it's who are you? A lot of people. I mean, I get it. You're young. You're figuring it out. But there's some general things. I always I don't know. Like, I kind of always knew I wanted to be jacked. It's probably influenced from watching Dragon Ball Z growing up. I always knew I wanted to be. I guess like my dad, I always knew I wanted to seek the truth, and I always knew I believed in like Islam and Orthodox Islam. I guess. No, I know, and I always wanted to like. I don't know. I always wanted to be great at things. Maybe great at things. Is that it? I just want to just be. Yeah, I just want to be a Jeep. I said it before, bro. I just want it.
Right. Yo, like, okay, take for example, guys who they have their mission set up for them now, right? They define for themselves what they want, but then like they slip up. They, for example, they want to please Allah. That's their main mission, and they go to like some party for one night.
Okay.
Right. So, like, why do people do things that are kind of antithetical to their mission, right? It doesn't have to be even Islamically related, to be honest. Like,
yeah, let's say, okay, yeah.
Like, you're doing your career, and then like you're trying to save up enough money, and then you like splurge and you impulse buy a car.
Right, or you're cutting weight, and then you go on a huge cheat day and you ruin your cut, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that goes to different. Why do people do that? Probably self-sabotage. Maybe like they're afraid of success.
Yeah. Actually, what we learned in one of our at least in my neuroscience classes, is that like there is the reward center in your brain, and then there's your prefrontal cortex, right? So the reward center in your brain, that's your drive to do things that are immediately pleasurable, right? And your prefrontal cortex, that's always telling you, that's your delayed gratification, right? It always is trying to seek the best thing for you in the future, right? So you're always going to have these two things just like fighting against each other all the time, right? Your pleasure center and your prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, right? You have
to be able to train your prefrontal cortex and like train yourself for delayed gratification. And one of the best ways to train your prefrontal cortex and engage in delayed gratification is fasting. Right. This is one of the greatest tools to use, even from like an Islamic perspective. Just like it inhibits your desire to do haram things.
Right. Creates self-restraint. Right. It's discipline. Right. It's essentially cultivating strength. Right. Right. You're cultivating strength. Like, hey, I control my desires, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people that might like you have a mission and you still mess up. Like, well, yeah, you bounce back. You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? And then you keep going.
Right. Would you recommend fasting for? No, I personally would recommend fasting for guys, just to cultivate a sense of discipline and like in your mission, like train your prefrontal cortex to inhibit your
delayed gratification. Yeah, fasting.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, we should fast.
Training your willpower.
Well, yeah, training your willpower. Dude, one of the best ways besides fasting is excellent. I think, but people kind of cheat the fasting by sleeping. So,
I mean, just like fasting in your school days, do the Monday, Thursday thing.
No, but even then, right? Like people like, sure, Monday, Thursday, yeah. But I'm saying, yeah, if you can do that, a lot of people they cheat the system by sleeping.
Okay, fine, yeah, they can cheat the system, but go out of your way to actually try to go feel it.
Yeah. So another thing that builds willpower is running.
Running, yeah, that's another thing.
Running.
Like, I remember when I used to run in high school. I hated it. It was terrible. It was the most thing ever. And the thing is that it's your own brain is telling, like your prefrontal cortex is saying, yeah, we have to achieve this one goal, right? And like your reward center is like telling you, oh no, or your pain center is telling you stop.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had one battle between like your long-term goal and the short-term immediate wants.
Yeah, if you run, running is very mental, but it's very good. It's I remember we had the beep test. Do you know what that is? The pacer test?
I remember we had that as well.
Yeah, we had that. And I would just go back and forth. I would just like, and a friend and I would compete and we just keep going. Right. So that,
that's another thing that will help you on your mission as well. Find another person who has a mission with you and compete with him, and also like have him help you out as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So try to get new friends that will help complement you on your mission.
Yeah, like someone else that's also driven, so both of you can feed off your energy.
Exactly. And
Both
if
each other go.
you live in a place where you can't find people like that, you can find them off of Twitter. Like Twitter is a great place to meet new people, and like
Mhm.
that's where I met you off of, right?
Yeah, that's how we met. Yeah, Twitter. That's
Um,
yeah.
well, what are some other practical advice for like getting yourself started on your mission? Start counting the like start get. Oh my lord, I can't talk. Get better time management.
Time management. I think the biggest thing is define your perfect day and then aim at it and try to get 1% better every time. That's it.
Yeah, that stuff
Just,
compounds pretty quick too. After 365 days.
yeah, exactly. So you're making small changes that'll yield big time results over time. There's nothing that hasn't been said before, right? It's just you just gotta go do it.
I just did the math right now. If you compound 1% every single day, you end up with 37.78.
Pretty sick.
1% better every day will make you 37 times better at the end of the year.
It's lit.
Yo, I think we've nailed this topic. Like we've hammered it so much. Is there anything else left that needs to be said?
I don't think so. Follow us on Twitter.
What's your Twitter handle then?
My Twitter handle is Ammar AMMAR _ AMK.
My Twitter handle is Americans
Americans of B.
AMericanZabihA.
Yeah, I think this was pretty good. First time.
Alhamdulillah.
It was lit, bro.
Let's eat it. I'm gonna end it. Cool. Stop recording.